Howdy, y'all. This is Grey Ghost 55, and I'm back with another video. And for once, it ain't a Bible video. Strangely. I know it's been kind of repetitious here lately. Not to say Bible videos are bad, but you know, you get a point when you gotta switch it up a little bit. You gotta change things up. And truth be told, I've been so crazy with a very compact schedule. I haven't been able to do much of anything else. But I hope now to start getting some other videos out and hopefully get things a little bit more versatile. Change it up a little bit. So, you're probably wondering, why is Grey Ghost sitting here in the middle of an overgrown cemetery that probably has looks like copious amounts of poison ivy, and is probably covered in snakes? All valid questions. Well, me among a couple other guys, we volunteer ourselves out, and we'll go and cut this cemetery here at least. And I want it to look good for Memorial Day, so I'm going to get my professional weed eater out, and I'm going to get this cemetery trimmed, and it is going to be right and ready for Memorial Day, where we pay homage to and pay respects to our veterans who serve this country to make sure that we're all still free, and we serve veterans of the past during Memorial Day. So guys, without giving any more long winds. Oh, it's been a while since I've talked in front of the camera. It's kind of stiff, but I'll work out of it. Without further ado, let's get started on this cemetery, and we'll see how proper I can get it, how right trimmed I can get this. And we might even talk about some of the people here. We'll see how the time plays out, because I got to get back towards the homestead and get some things done. But anyway, let's get to it. Looking pretty good. See how high it was. Now we're getting somewhat into the actual cemetery. Howdy y'all, Greg 55, and it's done. What do you guys think? Pretty good? Not good? Am I horrible? No. I think it looks pretty good though. But yeah, this cemetery definitely needs some attention. And it looks like I got it all more or less done. After I didn't film it, but I just took a regular towel and I just kind of wiped the stones down. Got all the grass off of them. I didn't run any snakes. Awesome. Awesome. But I'm going to do a quick little pan view, a little walk through the cemetery right quick. Before me, and that's the reason why I'm here for Memorial Day. But let's get to it. I'll show you right quick. Now, the first man of this list is a private, if I can ever get the words right. Here he is. Mr. Frank Brewer, Kentucky Private 1CL of the 112th AMM Train, 37th Division, June 21st, 1920. So I'm going to go ahead and say this guy was in World War I. And this date here is probably when he died, because it wasn't until kind of later when they started putting extra information like birth date and other things. But he served under the great state of Kentucky. But Mr. Frank Brewer, thank you for your service, and thank you for serving and protecting this country. Sadly, I do not have a flag for this man, and I feel so ashamed, but I did lay him some flowers down in respect and honor of his service. Next man is a Civil War veteran, Confederate Emory T. Perkins. I notice there's a difference in the year, but when you get veterans as old as these, graves as old as these, you'll have a little slight variation between the two. But I do have flags for the Southern soldiers. But Mr. Emory T. Perkins of the Company D, Private of the 50th Virginia Infantry, thank you for your service and the dedication to the cause. The next man is not Miss Lucinda. Is Mr. Linville J. Perkins, and he was a major in the 50th Virginia Infantry, which is awesome. I mean, that's an incredible rank to achieve, and he has been given a Southern Cross of Honor for his service. And Mr. Linville Perkins, thank you for your service in the American Civil War to your cause. And there's his wife, Miss Rhoda Perkins. And then we come along to our last service member here confirmed in this cemetery, is Mr. Fielden Creed Parks of the Grayson City, Virginia Militia, otherwise known as the 78th Virginia Militia. Mr. Fielden Creed Parks, thank you for your service, for serving your cause in the American Civil War. And now we'll take a quick look. There is an actual above ground crypt. The people are buried underneath, and they put the crypt on top. Sadly, these crypts have either lost their capstone, or they've just never did add one. And you can see this one here is a bigger one for an adult. I believe she is a Perkins as well. I can't remember her name, but as we'll investigate here further, you can see it right there, that's been chiseled out of the mountainside rock, which I'm not sure what type of stone it is. It definitely ain't granite. It's probably more of like a bedrock or even a sandstone, but you can see the marks right through there. Best is where they chiseled this out in hand and set it for her. That is an awesome, because you don't see many crypts, especially old ones, here in eastern Kentucky. And you'll be finding that it's just kind of ingenious how some of the designs they've done. Sadly, these stones were here. They've been like this for a long time. People just try to clean up the cemetery, but they move the stone, and you lose the spot where the original grave was at. So whenever I come to the cemetery, if they're already filling over, I just leave them lay. That way you can find out where the grave is, and if there's information, I might provide a new stone. But no, it wasn't too bad getting this cemetery cut. See, there's another broken one. And look how massive this tree is. It just keeps going and going. It is so huge. I can't even wrap my arms around it, and I'm not a big guy, but I'm a pretty good little feller. And I can show you how big all this tree is that I literally cannot wrap my arms around it. It is so huge. This tree is probably well over a century old, and it is a pine tree of all things. They usually grow extremely fast and then die, and they become a very severe hazard, safety hazard. But this tree has survived many years, and I couldn't even imagine how long this thing's been here. I'd say at least a century, maybe even two. But that would make it a Revolutionary War tree era. But it is awesome to see a living history. This tree's probably witnessed everyone been added here one at a time. And I'll show you one other thing. The flood, when it came through here, it not only destroyed a lot of homes, but it came through this here also. And I was told that the water, like down there on towards that road that you can see, was about 8 foot deep. And I don't know how far it got into the cemetery, but you can see right there some of the clods of mud that washed up from the flood. And you can tell from the flood it washed up, it must have weakened this root system here, because you can see it kind of bevel. And that tree was not leaning like that when I was here last. But now granted, it's been a while since I've been here, but that is a pretty good lean, because that last time I remember, that tree was straight up, and you can actually see right there where another one has snapped right in half, and it fell over on this one and probably helped push it over. But the cemetery is a beautiful cemetery. It's got some very old graves in it, as you can tell from the Civil War era. And this sandstone don't even have nothing on it. It is completely flat. There is nothing on it. And I couldn't tell if this was a footstone of sorts for Major Perkins, That's a very long grave, if that's the case. Or if it was something else. But you can tell right here when they put it in that they actually got 2 sandstones and cut it out for a resting block for the main stone to lay on. That is awesome. And of course, you have your rocks right there. Just that's all that's left of it now. And you've had some come over here and be replaced over the years, like Mrs. Harriet Draughn and Mr. Alvis Draughn. I say they're about the earliest ones that's confirmed in this cemetery, but you got your other rocks. One that's fell over, another one. And there's some extremely old sandstones there. But it looks good. It's ready for Memorial Day. And the men are ready to go as well. Mr. Frank Brewer as well. But guys, I know it's been a long time coming. I'm glad to get another different kind of video out. I'm trying my best. Where I've had these other obligations, it has been totally locked down that I can't even get out. It's literally eat, sleep, and work, everything else. But guys, I hope you like this content. If you do, please give a like, share, and subscribe. And please click that bell for future videos. And guys, if you can go out to even one cemetery out today on Memorial Day, please just take like 5 minutes just to honor a veteran. No matter what kind of veteran they are here. That's what Memorial Day's for. But y'all, I hope you have a successful Memorial Day. And I'll catch y'all later on the next one. And remember, all glory goes to God. Until next time, this is Grey Ghost. Out. Cool. That old tree really did break in half. Glad she didn't break under me.